Hi there, I'm Laura from Laura's Crafty Life. Today I'm going to show you how to create a weekend banner sticker for your planner using Cricut Design Space. So let's get started. The first thing you need to do is open Cricut Design Space, and then we're going to go to File and New to create a new project, and then we're going to click on Insert Images. In the search bar, you're going to want to type in the word banner, and this will pull up all the banner shapes you have access to in Cricut Design Space. We're going to use this banner shape here. This is the same one that I used in the original planner sticker tutorial I have on my blog, and it's from the Bits and Pieces cartridge. So you're going to click on it and click on Insert Image. Now we want to create one long banner shape that we can spell out the letters weekend on each of the banner pieces. So we're going to need to copy this banner shape and click Paste, and then we'll have two banner shapes. Now, we could connect them together like this, but I want it to look like one long continuous banner that was always that way. So to do this, we're going to click on the first banner shape. We're going to go to Edit. We're going to click on Rotate and do Rotate 25 degrees. We're going to click on the second banner shape, and then we're going to rotate it negative 25 degrees. This will allow us to line up the two banner pieces to be able to create one long continuous banner. So you're going to want to line these up so you can see the top parts of the pink are lined up in a straight line. Now, if you keep the banner pieces as they are and click Select All and then Weld, what it will do is it will create one banner shape that looks like it's one long continuous banner shape. However, you won't be able to edit the two different colors, and I want to be able to have a two-colored banner. So we're going to undo that. So what we need to do is ungroup our banner shape. So you're going to click on one and click on Ungroup. You're going to click on the second one and click on Ungroup. And you can see here in the layers that each banner piece, each pink and each teal piece is its own separate piece. So now we want to connect the two pink pieces together and the two teal pieces together. So we're going to click on them and then click Weld. On a PC, to be able to click on two separate pieces over here in your layers panel, you need to click on one. Whoops. You're going to click on one and then hold down the Control key and click on the second one and then click Weld. And so now you'll have the teal is one long banner piece, and then the pink is also a long banner piece. So the next thing we need to do is add the text that spells out weekend. So we're going to click on Add Text and type out the word weekend. Now, as you can see, this is the font that we're using right here. If you want to edit the font, you would go to Edit and then click here, and then you can choose whichever font you want. You have access to the Cricut Design Space, and then you also, if you're on your computer, you have access to any font you've downloaded on your computer. So we've got our word here, and we need to go back to the layers panel. This is just a personal preference, but for me, when I'm working with things in Cricut Design Space, I like to have the least amount of different sections over here in the layers. So what I always do when I'm working with text, if I don't need the shadow, you can see here that you won't see it. I click so that you can see it, and then I delete it. And then we're going to go here and change it. I want the letters to be white. And then, as you can see right now, I can't put the letters where I want them. So what we need to do is take this word and ungroup it, and that will allow us to move each individual letter. So you're going to place each letter on the banner, and then you will rotate them and straighten them out to be able to add them to your banner. Now, if you're working on your iPad, this is actually a little bit easier. On the iPad app, there is something that's called a Smart Guide, and it makes little, I think, little yellow lines, and they allow you to arrange things so that they're lined up perfectly. So in this case, since I'm on my computer and there are no Smart Guides on the computer, on the computer Cricut Design Space, we're just going to eyeball it and position each letter. So once you have each letter positioned, we've got this blank space here. So for me, I thought it would be cute to just add a heart. You could add a star, you could add a circle, you could add a whole nother image if you want, but for this case, we're just going to add a heart. So obviously this heart is huge. We're going to change it to white so it matches the weekend letters. And so that it looks the same as the weekend letters, I'm just going to click on one of the letters, go to edit. You can see that it's 0.61 inches in height. So we're going to click on the heart and also select 0.61 so that it will be the same size as the rest of our letters. And now we're going to position the heart on our banner. So now we've got all of the bits and pieces that we need. However, at this point, if we were to click go, it would actually cut out all of these shapes. It would cut out a pink banner, it would cut out a teal banner, and then it would cut out each of the letters. So to make this into a banner that we can print and cut as a sticker, we're going to select each of the letters, and the heart, and then we're going to weld them together. So now we've got 3 welded images. We have the pink banner, the teal banner, and then the letters for our weekend. So now we need to change each of them so that they say print, because we want to actually print out this banner instead of just having it be cut by the Cricut. So at this point, obviously the banner is huge. I like to, when I'm designing things, I like to make them big and then at the very end change them to the size I need them. So for right now, let's change the color. So let's say we wanted to make this both parts teal. So we want the top to be light teal and the bottom to be dark teal. So now we're going to click select all. And for, let's say for an Erin Condren planner, a vertical, the weekend, the 2 boxes that span, that the weekend banner would span the 2 boxes on the end for Saturday and Sunday is 3.125, which is 3 1/8 inches. So if you change, oh geez, hold on. We don't want to do that yet. So before we do that, we want to click attach to attach the 3 pieces together. Now we can go in and edit them. So now you have your banner. It's all done, and you can just, if you wanted to, let's say, print out several copies of the same exact banner without changing the colors or anything, you would just click on go, and then you can select however many copies you want. So let's say we want 10 stickers. What will happen is you can hit 10 and then apply, and it will automatically duplicate your banner over and over again. Now, one thing to note when you're doing anything with print and cut on the Cricut Design Space app or on the computer is depending on which browser you are in will determine how big of a space you have to work with to print and cut your stickers. It's not going to use the entire 8.5 by 11 sheet. So here it shows, I'm on Chrome, so I have 5.5 inches by 8 inches. If you're on any of the other browsers, you have a little more space to work with when you're using the print and cut feature. So I am able to always get many more stickers than what the Cricut automatically will do. So I'm going to click out of this, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy and paste this weekend banner, and I'm going to kind of smush them together. I will be able to fit more than 6 in a 5.5 by 8 inch space. So the other nice thing about this is if you're copying and pasting them, you can go ahead and change the colors on them. So you could print out, you know, different weekend colors for every weekend of the month or for several months. So we're going to copy and paste these until we get down to just shy of 8 inches, because if you go right to it, then you're going to have problems and it'll end up going. So see, that one is too far down. So we're going to turn it on its side here and add in, we're going to copy and paste this one so it's sideways, because I like to get the most out of my sticker paper. So now if you were to click go, oops, hold on. So we need to do one more thing. Once you have them all positioned how you want, what you need to do is you need to click select all, and then attach. And what will happen then is these will stay on the Cricut mat where you've told them to be positioned. I was able to fit 10 weekend banners on one sticker sheet instead of just 6. So I personally like to do that. Now, if you were going to use this tutorial to, give these to a friend and you want them to look a little nicer, one thing you can do, we're going to detach these so I can work with each one separately. We're going to click on all of these weekend banners that are over here on the side. And we're going to go to Align. And we're going to align them all to the left so they're all lined up. And then we're going to do Distribute Vertically. And this will space them out perfectly so that there's an even amount between each one. And now at this point also, you could go in and you could potentially change the colors. So you could make each banner a different color. So there's a lot of options here once you have the banner itself made. So now when you would again click, when you're ready to print and cut, you want to always click select all and then attach. So once you have them here, you can see it. And then you would click go. So now as you can see on here, everything looks a little bit blurry, and that is because the default setting for print then cut is to have a bleed around them, and this makes sure that when it's cutting out, if it's off by just a teeny tiny bit, it will still cut color instead of white. If you're not worried about this, I haven't had too many problems with it. I typically turn the bleed off. It makes everything look a little nicer, but there is then the potential for there to be a little bit of white space around whatever you're printing and cutting. So that's just something to be aware of when you're working with print then cut. The other tip I have for you is if you are trying to squeeze in as many as you can, one tip you can do is to do insert shape, insert a square. So then you're going to go to edit, click the unlock, and you're going to make it 5.5 by 8. Oops, I did that the wrong way, I'm sorry. Okay, then you're going to click unlock, and then you can put this up over in the corner and put move to back. And the dark gray basically then shows you what space you have available to move things. So it's a possibility that I could actually add in another banner and squeeze it in there. So this way you can make the most use of your sticker paper since you're not actually getting a full 8.5 by 11 size sticker out of your Cricut. That's just the way that the Design Space app works. And then when you're all done, you can either just click on the eye so that it won't be shown in your view, and then you'll see here it won't actually print it. Or you can just delete it when you're finished. So that's just a little helpful tip to be able to line things up correctly and get the most use of your sticker paper. So please, if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments or on the blog post.